G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. And yes, I'm wearing the hat again. Why? Because it's lockdown and I can't get a haircut. Plus it's gratuitous self-promotion. Anyway, so I'm not actually going to carry on with the rear window this time round, because I'm actually waiting for some sandblasting tips to come back, because I want to blast in behind that filler panel that I was working on last time. So I'm just going to put that to the side. But what I am going to do is do these little beauties here, which go on the end of the quarter panel behind the stone tray. So these are actually new old stock parts which I got ages ago and paid exorbitant amounts of money for, and only to find later on that you can actually get them reproduction. But anyway, so I'm going to basically strip the paint off them and clean out any sort of surface rust that's sort of growing underneath the paint, and put them in place. So hopefully you enjoy. One more thing, I just want to give the guys at Grand Tour a big shout out. I called them up and I explained to them how this passenger side door skin had some damage done to it in freight, and they sent me this one here, a nice new one, no damage, beautiful and straight, and yeah, the guys were great. So yeah, I sort of can't speak highly enough of them for that. I thought that was really good. A lot of people would sort of like give you a bit of a dance or whatever, and yeah, muck you around, but not those guys. They yeah, had a good talk. I sent them some photos of it, and yeah, it was pretty obvious it was damaged in freight. So yeah, they were really good. So thanks again, guys at Grand Tour, great guys to deal with. And yeah, anyone needs some door skins for these coupes, give them a call, mate. These are pretty good. They're a pretty good item. So good stuff. Alright, I've got these new old stock panels to go in there, and I don't know, is there a difference between coupe and sedan? I mean, they were advertised as new old stock for coupe, so hopefully they do the job. I'm obviously going to have to clean all that up inside and copper spray it, but I'm just going to see how these look. Oh yeah, I might just have to trim a little bit. It's rubbing somewhere. Oh yeah, of course. It's not fitting the rear spares panel, funnily enough. I'll have to just... That one goes in a little better. Just a little bit of trimming there. That one's not too bad really. By the time I clamp it up, it'll be right. Yep. Yeah, I think I'm glad I forced it, because I was thinking of trimming that little piece, like trimming a bit off the edge of it so it'd fit, but I think it's better that I make this fit that piece, because that's a new old stock piece and this is just a bit of rare spares rust repair panel onto a quarter panel which didn't even belong to the car in the first place. So that's what we shall do. Hopefully. I can't even really get a clamp up there. I might even have to tack screw it or something. Yeah. Try tapping. Yeah, that's it. Lovely. Lovely. So I can't go and weld it in now because I've still got to clean up the back face of everything. And I've still got to put some marks where I'm going to need some plug welds. So one there, one there, one there, and one there. It should be plenty. And there, there, and there. Something there. It doesn't really matter about that. So that's a good start. Alright, I'll punch some holes in there. Look at that, it stayed there. It's actually not half as bad as I thought it would be. You know, to be honest, I paid a ridiculous amount of money for these new old stock parts, and it wasn't that long ago that I found out that Astor was making reproductions, or somebody that he was reselling for was making reproductions, so there you go. Anyway, these fit perfect, so what the hell. Probably some guy out there doing a restoration on an RPO 83 and he's saying, what are you wasting that NOS stuff on this rubbish for? I can't really get into that, so I'll drill that one. And whack on now. Still got to grind, there's a bit of a tab on the back there, so I've got to grind that off. And let's just put these next to each other and I'll just do the mirror image, kinda. Cool. These are going to need to be cleaned up too. I'm not going to stick them on like that. I'm going to get all the paint off, and there'll probably be little streaks of surface rust, so they're going to need a good clean up. Alright. So spin this over and get the belt sander in behind everything. I've actually obviously welded the rust repair to that. I cut that off the old section just to make it easier, but I'm not going to be able to grind that from the back, so I think in order to make everything easier I'm just going to simply cut it out. Just weld a new piece back in. So I've gone over these with paint stripper just to get that, that black paint off, and this is why you should always strip the paint on any new old stock panels or even new panels. You can see the rust that was there. Some of it was showing through the paint and some of it wasn't. It's not bad on that side. This one here, I still got a little bit of paint to get off it, but yeah, you can see all that cobweb of rust there. So definitely a good idea. As I say, if it's a new old stock panel or even if it's a brand new panel, strip off any of that cheap black paint that's on it. It's fine, you know, for protecting it when it's in storage or whatever, but when you're ready to put it on the car, strip it all back to bare metal, treat it, and then epoxy prime it. So in this case here, eventually it'll get epoxy primed, but the parts that are going to be lapping where it joins, that's going to be copper coated. So what I'm going to do right now is just finish stripping all of this, get it all nice and clean, and then I'll just deoxidine it and then spray a bit of copper spray on it. So that's it, that's a wrap for that little job. It took me a couple of hours too, probably 3 hours. Just trying to take my time with it. I obviously wanted to be careful around any of the old original steel. This tail panel is an original tail panel, and that's the reason why you might sort of see a few welds and joins in it, and it may look a little bit ratty around the edges, but I could have gone out and bought a reproduction, but they are just really not very good quality. They don't have sharp lines. The last one I tried to fit to a car, it didn't even have the curve in the back to match the boot line, so I actually had to do a fair bit of heating and hammering and persuading, and so that's why I tried to save this one here. But anyway, yeah, should work out all right. So yeah, so that's done. They weren't too bad to fit, really. And you know, I've gone and linished all the welds and everything like that, so yeah, it's all good to go. And yeah, so next in the next episode, I mean, hopefully I'll be able to get back onto that rear window frame. Just as I said, I'm just waiting for some little sandblasting tips so I can do a little bit of blasting in behind it. And yeah, I'd like to get that done, because once I get that rear window squared away, as in, you know, get the frame and everything all altered, I'd like to actually start putting parts of the car into primer. And because that, once I finish that rear window frame, that's going to pretty much finish off the top half of the car at least, then I can sort of get the roof inside and outside all primed up, and start working my way through. Because there's still a lot of modifications to go yet, as in, you know, the rear subframe for the IRS and the front subframe for the you know, for the the independent front suspension, but I just kind of like to get that feeling that I've finished off what I started before I move on to the next part, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one.